What's up, all connoisseurs of fiction? It's me, Full0Grace.
It's me, Wendy V.
And today we're reacting to the next episode of Fairy Tale, RWBY's Fairy Tale. And we got a hint. So we already, because as we're recording these back to back, we kind of noticed what the next one is. So this is going to be a fun one. Yeah. This doesn't have any relevance to the current show at all.
No, none whatsoever.
All right, let's just get this thing going.
A long, long time ago, a beautiful girl was locked in a tower by her cruel father. He was not always that way. But when her mother died in childbirth, it devastated him. No! He vowed he would never lose his daughter.
Oh.
So he locked her away.
I thought it was a case of, I hate you for...
Why would you let me leave this tower?
My darling, you are my most precious possession. I am protecting you from everything outside.
But I'll be careful. I promise.
This was your mother's favorite tower. She loved gazing out this very window. Why would you want to leave?
I just wish I knew what life was like outside this room.
Isn't that Jean's symbol?
Isn't what?
Since you cannot go out into the world,
Wait.
perhaps these will bring the world to you.
I saw in the crest. Isn't that Jean's symbol?
Ooh.
Except without the diamond thing.
The world in these books. A marvelous place. Tomorrow I'll be 16, and I have never even stepped outside.
Huh.
Thank you, dearest father, for these wonderful gifts.
Anything for my daughter on her 16th birthday.
There is one thing I still desire.
What is that, my darling?
Pen and paper, that is all. I have read every book in this castle, and now there are none left. I would like to write my own stories.
It shall be yours. I hope you will read these stories to me.
Of course, father. Once, there lived a beautiful maiden.
Whatever it takes to get in the mood to write.
Lord Father. She longed to experience the world outside, but she was his prisoner.
Salem is narrating the story. Nice.
Warrior would defeat the evil lord and free her at last. They would marry, inherit all of her father's riches, and live happily ever after.
Just as she planned, the story of the girl's tragic circumstances spread far and wide. And then the Lord's worst nightmare came true.
Oh. And it's supposed to Salem and Oz are narrating this.
One warrior after another arrived to challenge his might.
Hey.
Pull the girl away from him. Many tried, and just as many fell to the Lord's powerful evil magic.
Ooh.
Until one day, a brave new challenger came.
Hey, Ozma.
This hero, armed with his own powerful magic, at last defeated the cruel lord.
Meep. I love the design.
You have rescued
Right?
me from this castle, the girl said. So now it is yours. I only came to right a terrible wrong, the hero said. You rescued yourself. Where shall we go now? Wherever you like. You are the one who who has yet to see the world. And here we are at the end. This fairy tale is unique on Remnant, in that the protagonist writes her own story and her own ending. Storytellers hold great power over their audiences. The girl in the tower used her power and led many warriors to their deaths.
It's the tree.
We must read with some skepticism and decide the truth for ourselves. Because in real life,
Ooh.
there is no happily ever after.
No.
Looking to
Okay, there's a lot to talk about in this episode.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot.
I want to touch on the tree.
Yes! There's so many crests.
There's
I
so
was
many
like,
crests.
There's that one, and which I want that one. Yggdrasil.
Are we being teased for season 9?
Speaking of crest, was that Jean's crest? Because I'm looking it up real fast. One second.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep talking because
Like,
let's
oh
too
my
much right? Also, I love how that was kind of. I love how I always saw it as, oh, the father is upset that that she died, his wife died in childbirth, so he blames his daughter. That's how I always saw it. But no.
No, she was his most treasured possession. It is.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna put this picture up, but that is totally John's crest plus with a little thing in it. Oh my gosh! I was like, what? I was like,
Is he related to her?
okay, so here's
They're both blonde.
okay. So yeah, I'd always heard people say like, oh, Oz put Jean in charge of the team because he's a descendant of Oz, and that he was like, oh, he has a chance. And I see that, and I'm like,
What if they're a descendant? What if he's a descendant of both?
but how will that be?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know.
Because the whole planet was just everyone on the planet was destroyed except no, wait. What if one of the daughters escaped? What if one of the daughters escaped?
What if one of the daughters escaped?
Oh! Long. Does Jean have a possibility of being access magic? Possibly. Like it could have been like died out like genetically like a long time ago, but possibly. And he went into Yggdrasil playing the Majiggy. But Jean went into the Yggdrasil thing. Could this maybe awaken something? Possibly. Because like Rouge or Teeth, either this is Rouge Teeth just putting some random crest. But I doubt it because they put it everywhere. They could have totally just skipped over that, and that is way too close to Jean.
They could have skipped over it. They could have just put some random shape there. No, it was part of Jean's crest.
I see you, Richard Teeth. I see you.
We see you. We see right through you.
Oh gosh.
I'm so glad you pointed that out because I never would have thought about that.
I was just like, I see.
Right. Like,
oh gosh, the potential, the possibilities.
Oh.
But, oh gosh, this episode was so good. It was so well done. And that is a thing where you're trying so hard to protect your child. And you are blinded by pain and sorrow. And that does happen. And usually the situations don't end this dramatically where it's like, oh, I'm gonna have a knight come and kill my dad so I can escape. Yeah, that doesn't usually happen. But yeah.
It gave me very this one always gives me very Rapunzel vibes.
Because she is based off Rapunzel.
Because she is based off Rapunzel. But it's interesting to me to see what's basically a Rapunzel story take such a dark turn. Because it would be one thing if it was like, oh, I kidnapped this baby, and now the baby is calling for knights to come save her from me because I'm evil.
Hey, Eugene!
But it's another thing for it to be your dad.
Yeah, it was your actual parents.
Right.
It's one thing when it's a kidnapper. It's another thing, but it's your actual dad.
It's your actual dad. Like,
oh gosh.
But that was a smart way out, though.
Yeah, that was.
That was really smart to be like, I want to write my own stories and be very like nonchalant, very innocent about it, and then to basically write a story that tells people to come save you from your dad.
I did like the line where they're like, the king's worst fear had come true.
Yes.
Or in his mind, he's protecting his child. And so, of course, he's going to obliterate anyone coming because he's trying to save his child. But
he doesn't know that his child is the one who called for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Irony. Ouchie.
Like, oh.
There's just so much packed into this episode. And that ending, too, was really cool.
Right? I was a little confused when suddenly Salem wasn't speaking and it was Oz speaking for Salem. I was very confused until we got that switch into the real world with Oz reading from
You didn't recognize the voice? You didn't recognize the voice? Joking.
But it was interesting to see that switch.
Although it was kind of weird to see him say Salem's lines
from
her mouth. That was a bit weird.
That was a bit strange.
Like, hello?
Like, what is that? But okay. But it was cool to see that switch into the real world, to see that Oz actually has been reading from the storybook this whole time.
Yeah.
And it isn't just Oz as a narrator.
What an interesting choice of cover. But it does. I will say, when we first got this story told to us, technically through Jin, and she's like, "Where should we go now?" And he says, "Wherever you'd like." At first you think, "Oh, how romantic!" Like all these things. There's another context of she's been stuck here her whole life, and he's like, "Hey, you have the freedom to go, so I'm gonna let you choose." So yeah, it's still kind of romantic and but there's a whole other context of him like being aware.
Oh yeah.
Of hey, it's like I'm flashbacks to that scene in Tangle, where she leaves the tower and she's like, oh, "There's a river, there's grass." She's never felt grass under her feet ever, and she's like, and it's like a case of, what are you gonna do now?
Right. My brain just keeps going to the fact that the Yggdrasil was on the cover of the storybook.
Yeah!
And that's so exciting.
Because we've seen that crest before. We saw that on the Huntsman's table.
If I
remember correctly.
We also are pretty sure that they've fallen to Yggdrasil.
I still have my hopes for Wonderland as well, but either or would...
Right.
I'm fine with either. Or both.
Because the thing is, so we have the story of the girl who fell.
Yeah. Well, it's not in there. I think we have the story not in there, but they've mentioned it.
They mentioned it.
They were talking about it a lot.
But we have the story of the girl who fell. But then we also have confirmed characters, or at least one character, who is based on a god from mythology.
Nora.
From specifically Norse mythology.
Yes.
Nora might not have been the one to fall, but we do have it confirmed in universe that there is a character based on a Norse god. So it's like, it could be either or, and we keep seeing that tree. So I keep thinking Yggdrasil, really hope it's Yggdrasil, because the mythology buff in me would love it. I might, actually squeal. But it was really, really interesting to see that on the cover of the storybook. Because I did always wonder, because obviously they're going to have storybooks like this, because it's their stories. But I always wondered, because they're not going to have RWBY on the front of their storybook.
No. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Nice. Of course you would think of that. I wouldn't think of that.
Right. But I had always wondered that. You just thought it looked the same, But I always wondered
Yeah.
what the cover of their storybook would look like, since obviously they're not gonna have some 16-year-old girl on the cover of theirs. Like,
I think 17 or 18 now, I believe. I can't remember. Time is weird.
time is really weird.
Losing track. Bouncing around all over the place.
But yeah, it was cool to see what the cover of their storybook looks like and a potential, like, hint at what's coming for season 9.
Mm-hmm.
With not only Jean's
Oh, gosh.
crest in there, but also
I need
with...
answers. I want answers. What
I
was
wonder-
that?
I wonder why there's that difference in it. Like, because with the one at the castle, it had the diamond in the center. But John's doesn't have that diamond. What if it's split?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That would require...
Because crests do
That's the
change
family
over
crest. That's the family crest for his family, though. They said that, I think, or possibly, because I think it was because that the sword was an heirloom and the shield went with the sword, so that's the family, must be the family crest, and he's kept that family crest and he honors that family crest.
Mm-hmm.
That would maybe one of the daughters of Salem and Ozma kept, and maybe they kept that family crest as as they were ruling these people. Maybe that was the crest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they altered or something. I don't know.
Maybe
it's passed out.
Maybe they altered it because it had with the way that it had bad connotations for Salem.
But she's still proud of it. Like, I'm a princess, so
Right.
I keep it, but I'm gonna alter it. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. It's possible also that that it was altered through history. Classic.
Possibly. That happens.
Classic telephone type of situation where
Yeah.
over time things kind of just change.
Yeah.
It's also possible, because I have seen before, like, where a family will split, or like brother sister situation where they like split the crest and it changes because of that.
Well, one crest is really cool and one crest is really lame.
I don't know. But it was interesting, and I don't think it was accident
No, there's no way.
that they had John's crest in there.
Yeah.
Or at least part of it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm Full0Grace, you guys.
I'm Wendy V.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.